Ooh, man. This is really deserty. The Sands of Kogor. You know what other Tales of game this reminds me of? Tales of Graces, where that giant rock turtle thing was in the desert. Hopefully there are none of those here, whatever that... Was it called, like, the Giga Turtle or something? I can't remember its name. I was about to say Adamantoise, but that's the FF15 turtle. There's no shade anywhere. I never imagined it would be this hot. Nobody'd last long out here without the proper supplies. What's with him? He looks like he's out for a walk in the park. Why did he do a back... What are you doing, Raven? Hey, old man. Aren't you hot? Hot? Heck yeah, I'm sizzling over here, burning right up. I definitely expected Raven to make a joke about his attractiveness. That lousy. I feel like the temperature goes up every time somebody says the word hot. That is not how temperature works. We'll be fine so long as we remember to keep our water well stocked. Right, the cacti. Okay, so this is seeming more and more like an actual game mechanic I need to be worried about. The parents of those children are out there with no supplies whatsoever. I mean, you don't know that. When the magistrate brought him out here, he might have been like, oh, by the way, here's a single canteen of water, and then thrown it into their faces. We do have Pharaoh to look for, but... Yes, would it be alright if we took care of Alph and Layla's request first? But... I mean, we're no longer... I was about to say, we're no longer doing a job of finding Pharaoh, because Estelle said our job for her was done. So we should do the actual job first, and then look for Pharaoh, because as of now, we're just looking for Pharaoh because we feel like it. You've more than fulfilled your obligation to me. Okay then, let's find their parents. What was that noise? Was that Pharaoh? Then he really is somewhere in the desert. Settle down. You'll get plenty of attention once we're done helping those kids. Alright then. A day in the sun. We keep going and going, but all we get is more sand and more blue sky. You're doing better than me if you can look at the sky, Raven. The only thing I see is sand. How come an old fart like you has so much energy anyway? Talking's only gonna wear you out. If one of us goes down, it'd be about all we could manage to get them back to safety. And I, for one, am in no mood to be giving out piggyback rides. If I collapse, Raven, you can carry me. Sorry, but this back's reserved for ladies only. I'll die before I collapse. I won't let myself be a burden either. The same goes for me, of course. Hey, there's no reason to go stomping on an old man's feelings, is there? Poor Raven. We do have this blue meter on the right side of the screen. I assume that's our water supply. I actually did not think I got the advantage encounter with this, but apparently I did. I accidentally overlimited. I did not mean to do that. I know what you're thinking. Chaos, how did you accidentally use the overlimit? That seems highly unlikely. You have to press the D-pad for that to happen. My answer to that is I pressed right on the D-pad thinking, hey, I want to make sure that I get the art right because I haven't played this game in like 2 days. And by 2 days, I mean like a day and a half. And so I was just like, yeah, just click right on the D-pad and then use the art. It'll for sure guarantee you use the Dragon Swarm. And then lo and behold, it made me use Overlimit. So all in all, it was just me being an idiot. But you know, what else is new? I think I mentioned this before, but oh my goodness, we lost a lot of water while we were fighting. But I was told, oh, we're done with Kalinga? Really? Sick. I want these swords now. Ogre sword, I guess. But anyways, I was told that the desert is a really good spot for level grinding. Full metal staff and war harpoon. War harpoon is worse. So we'll get it done first. And I do really need to get experience share at some point. I say that every time I do this, but still. TP condition 2 and 4. What about 1 and 3? Just making sure everyone has something they can be learning something from, if they can. All right, let's continue on. Are those cacti right there, the things that'll give me more water? I assume we just need to interact with every cacti we come across. Also, thank goodness we're back to having a sword. Because I enjoy swords so much more than axes. Although that one axe that we just had was like the coolest looking axe so far, I still much prefer this. Get Shining Fanged on you, nerd. And Champagne. Get up, though. Die, I say. Oh, yes. Dude, Fatal Strikes are still, like, every time I use a Fatal Strike, you'd think by now it would be like, you know, just another day using a Fatal Strike. But it's actually just, like, gotten better each and every time I get it. Every time I get a Fatal Strike, I'm like, yes, Fatal Strike, success. Let's fill up our water here. Raven, stop backflipping, man. But this is, ow, ouch. What an idiot. Use your head a little. Looks like this situation calls for a little extra help. I got a Sorcerer's Ring it. Okay. We literally just deflated the cactus. Canteen filling time. Me next. We need to make sure to keep hydrated. Right. We wouldn't want to get sunstroke. If everyone's finished, let's go. Dude, look at how sick the sheath on this sword is. Black and red is great. You will lose HP gradually as you walk when the water level of the canteen reaches 0. Watch your canteen as you advance. Okay, so if it gets to 0, we aren't just, like, immediately screwed. It just makes us lose HP. Good to know. Dude, Judith just throws out arts like they're nothing, and they do so much damage as a result. Die, you stupid thing. Get out of here. There we go. Do you have any... Okay, his downward is pretty low. Let me see if I can take advantage of this. I hate invincibility frames on birds. It's always the worst on birds, I swear. What about you? I'm not going to get you down to anything useful. Whatever. I think this enemy is immune to magic, by the way. It seems like every time it gets hit by a magic attack, I see a lot of 1s for the damage count. No, it took damage from that one. I timed it horribly. I hate myself. Oh, well. Can't believe I didn't pull that off. I want it so bad. It's starting to become like an addiction. Like I need to get Fatal Strikes repeatedly. Give me the advantage encounter, game. I don't understand why the Sorcerer's Ring ever gives anything other than like the advantage encounter stun ability. Because like, I never want to just pause the enemies, which is what the other option does. I always want them to be stunned so that I can get a better fight. I pressed R2, game. I disagree with your decision to not give it to me. Do that. There we go. Very nice. Die, you stupid creature. Get out of here. I need to start charging up TP again. We're getting a little over 300 experience for like every fight, so this is definitely a good place to level grind so far. Why did I go and fight the bird willingly? I hate birds. Why would I do this? I should have fought literally any other enemy. Die, you stupid hawk thing. What kind of a bird would this even be? A firebird, apparently. Yep. That's definitely what it should be. What are you... You're high on everything. Specifically high on life. But now you're high on death. Really unfortunate thing to be high on, you dumb bird. Is this like a lava bat? Oh, fire bat. My mistake. How foolish of me to ever consider it could have been lava instead of fire. Even though it doesn't have any fire on it. It just looks like it's made of lava. Estelle, like, sometimes I feel like you use arts you don't even need to use. Like, you didn't need to use Nurse there. Now you're basically out of TP. Well, actually, after winning the fight, you got a good bit more TP. But you were really low on TP as a result of that. Give me this. I'm fighting this thing. Even though I don't think I really touched it, and I didn't mean to, but whatever. Let's just get it done. Since this is the life we now lead, that we've found ourselves in. Is that, that's getting them pretty low. I think one more will give me the Fatal Strike. Not quite. No, it's dead. Well, you know. Once again, I had been denied my Fatal Strike that I really, really wish I could use, but oh well. You can't have everything in life. What was that? Did it, like, shoot beams of light in all directions or something there? That was a weird-looking one. Die already, Scorpion. Stop guarding, man. Yeah, there we go. Much better. You do get really good experience here in the desert. Do I have to, like... Did I get more from just Sorcerer's Ringing it, or do I have to do something else? I don't know. Let's just continue onward for now. It's night. Are these cactuses? Yeah, they work just as well. It just auto-fills it when I hit them with it. Got it. Give me the advantage. Yeah, advantage encounter. Let's go. I should switch up the party. I think I'm gonna switch out Judith for Raven, probably. Just to mix things up again. And then eventually, whenever we get Flynn back in the party, I'll put him in the party as well and mix it around. I always want to play as Yuri. I always need Estelle for healing. Rita does really good magical damage output. And then fourth slot is basically open for whoever I feel like using at the time. Really, I like the setup of Yuri and the 3 girls. Just because I find it hilarious. This poor giant goat has been murdered. Hey, fight me. Give me your sweet, sweet experience. I need it. Hopefully, wherever I end up stopping the session at today will allow me to come back into the desert on my own time so that I can level grind off screen, because that's probably something I need to do. But also, I'm really lazy and forgetful, so I might not. We'll see what happens. I really need to stop using arts for a little bit and just try and get some TP back, though. If there was one major thing I could change with this game, it would definitely be invincibility frames. I have some other small complaints about the combat system. The enemy guarding stops me from getting TP. I don't agree with that. Oh yeah, I was gonna put Raven in for Judith, just to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, that's one of them. What is happening? Better stop plodding along like a zombie, or you'll only make yourself more tired. How are you in such good spirits? Some people take pleasure in the suffering of others. Why, I oughta. Don't waste your energy. That sort of peppiness simply isn't healthy. Hey, did you hear a voice? No, not at all. By the way, why were you in this desert before? I used to live in a town up in the mountains to the north of here, together with my friend Baul. So I sometimes came down near the desert. All the way to the desert. Anyway, we hardly have time to look for anything out here, what with this heat. Don't deserts get, like, super cold at night, though? Seriously, if we run out of water, we'll be goners. We need to find something like a clue soon. I don't know why I didn't read when she said yes. I was just like, oh, she said hi. That's yes in Japanese. Everyone should know that. Bum bum, stone bottles. All right. That means that there are some enemies in this desert that can cause petrification, which I hate. I got the advantage encounter. Sick. Wasn't sure if I got it in time. I am going to use this fight as an opportunity to get some TP rebuilt up. There was something else I was going to complain about the combat system earlier when I was saying that the #1 thing I would change is the invincibility frames, but I was also upset with enemies guarding not yielding TP. What was the other thing? Oh, the way overlimit works, and how it, like, you can still get stun locked or, like, knocked back while in overlimit, so it's really hard to keep the continuous combos going. And whenever you use overlimit, it knocks down your enemies around you, which is good in hindsight until you realize that the enemy then gets invincibility frames for, like, half of your overlimit, which means you basically waste half of your overlimit if you proc it right next to the enemy, because it'll make them fall down, and then they'll have invincibility frames for most of it. Oh, it's day now. I was about to say, did I get another cutscene? Hey, you. Okay. The hitboxes on these scorpion cactus things are too big. Because I tried to stop before running into him so that I could try and sorcerer's ring him, but then it was like, oh, you're like, within 5 feet of it? Immediately in combat. Don't even have to touch it. Just bam, combat right there. Why did the fire type attack do 3,000 damage to the fire enemy? I didn't even actually mean to use destruction field there. I like Shining Fang, too. We don't use that enough. What's my normal circle? Oh, Crushing Fang. Right, my Earth-type move. Why am I wasting so much TP all of a sudden? I was trying to recharge it, now I'm almost out again. Plenty of new skills learned. I probably need to move some equipment around. Almost done with Fatal Finish already. We're just about done with the Ogre Sword. That's fast. You finished the Spine Ripper, which I think the Spine Ripper also needs to go to whatever his name is. My boy here. Yuri. I'm going to switch you to this weapon because it keeps your physical attack over 400 but gives you a little more magic attack. Because I am going to need to give the Spine Ripper to Yuri once this is done. Yeah. It's actually better than the Damascus Sword as well. But I think I might want to give the Damascus Sword, because it's only 18 more physical attack. It's a lot more magic attack, but I don't really use magic as Yuri. So I think at the end of this, I want Estelle to have the Spine Ripper. And then have Yuri use the Damascus Sword. I don't know. We'll worry about that later. For now, let's just continue on our desert joyride. Oh, I made it mad? I didn't know the Sorcerer's Ring could do that, but lo and behold, it did. Hey, guess what? Overlimited. Stupid invincibility frames. See, like, by the time the invincibility frames had worn off, I was, like, half done with my overlimit. It's just no bueno, man. I don't like it. I did get a lot of TP back, though. Whenever overlimit does work out well, though, it is a really good way to get back, like, 30, 40 TP, which is really handy. I'm not going to use any arts for the rest of this fight. I'm going to try and... I'll definitely get back over 100. Stop guarding. It, for some reason, stops me from gaining TP from hitting you, and I don't appreciate it. I need all the TP I can get. That's the whole reason I'm not using arts right now. Good job, team. Good job. And I got a level up. Not even bad. We level 30 now? 29. Almost level 30. Getting there. It takes like 8,000 experience for a level up. I disagree 1,000% with me being back attacked, but at least we have Judith. I also hate the enemies we ended up fighting while back attacked because these enemies, given how many birds there are, aka 2, because bats are birds in this game, by the way. But there's no Estelle to heal me here. But it should be fine. Yeah, go ahead and unseal yourself. Just because I like you, Judith. You're like top 3 characters right now. You, Yuri, and Rita. Followed closely by Flynn and Raven. Magic 2. Definitely exactly what Rapide needed. He's all about magic, that doggo. What even are these? Fire Spirit. Yep. Great name. All those invincibility frames really help out with the whole being a spirit thing, I assume. Thank you for the first aid that I immediately squandered by just letting myself get hit repeatedly. I need you to be dead. See, Nurse is completely unnecessary there. Like, Rita and Estelle were both basically at full. Yuri was the only one who was low. Raven was, like, at 80% health or something, like 75%. I don't know. Estelle really just does throw out whatever art, even if it's not necessarily needed. I thought that was the last one, but right here's this one. Die, you stupid freak. Get out of here. Come on, come on. There we go. Alright, so now we can switch Yuri over to... I'm going to put him on the Spine Ripper because I want to move the Spine Ripper back to Estelle. I want to end up with the Damascus Sword until we get something better than that. You need something different, but you don't have anything different, so never mind. So do you. Oh, I forgot to go to the merchant and sell all the weapons I no longer needed. Should have done that. You still need to learn aerial combo. Okay. And then you go to full metal staff. All right. All right, all right, all right. Fatal bonus sounds like exactly what I want in life. We are going to need to get to another cactus soon. There's one up at the left there that we're probably going to aim for. This desert is definitely long enough to give us some good level grinding, at least. Although we're only going to get like 1 or 2 level ups from it, so I wouldn't really... Not sure if I would really call it level grinding, per se. Spine Ripper actually looks pretty cool. It's like sort of a cross between a sword and an axe style. Definitely still prefer just straight on sword, though, especially for Yuri. Yuri just seems like a uses a sword kind of guy to me. I don't know why. That's just how it is. There we go. Critical magic. That sounds useful. Was that the last thing you needed to learn for your current thing? It was? It was actually the only thing. You have 2 things to learn. Avenger's Scroll is better overall, so do Perfect Green first and get it out of the way. You also need to do the Nova. All right, she's got plenty to learn at least, so we'll be able to switch around her weapons for a while. Get a little more water. We'll fight this thing now. Give me... There's a chest up ahead as well. Gotta make sure I grab that. Can I, like, get the advantage encounter, though? Like, come on, game. Seriously? Thank you. Had to hit this thing, like, 4 different times.